Hello there, everyone. How's everybody doing today? I know it's been a while, but I'm back with another video. And on today's video, I figured we'd talk about one of the greatest to ever step inside the squared circle. His name is John Cena. I personally have enjoyed watching John Cena over the years. I mean, he's given us some of the biggest moments in wrestling history. I mean, he's clearly done it all. He's a 16-time champion, two-time Royal Rumble winner. I mean, United States champion. I mean, the man is clearly a pioneer of pro wrestling, and he exhibits what a GOAT should be. Um, Cena's accolades are basically too long to list. Um, but he's clearly seen it all and done it all. As many of you know, at Money in the Bank over a month ago, actually,
You need to go get that water. They put 2 hours in the refrigerator. So the other water out there, what is it in my car? Okay. Well, you need to bring it in, baby, because we'll need it. I'm sorry. I am so sorry.
um, so with that being said, we're gonna go on and get started. Sorry, that was my mother in the background. I love her to death. But let's go on and get started. Um, the career of John Cena. Again, as many of you know, over a month ago today, John Cena announced that 2025 will be his last year in the ring. And, you know, I'm happy for him, but at the same time, I'm kind of sad. But whatever he ventures off into, I mean, I wish him nothing but the best. So, yeah, well, let's get started. The career of John Cena. Mr. Hustle, Loyalty, Respect, Basic Thuganomics, You Can't See Me. All three of those personas come from a man who might be the GOAT. What began in 2002 ended at Money in the Bank 2024 when Cena announced his retirement tour will take place in 2025. The 16-time champion has seen and done it all in his career. We will talk about his greatest matches, moments, and rivals. Cena's greatest matches. We're going to start with SummerSlam 2020, SummerSlam 14, 2014, actually. Cena versus Lesnar. This match, really, as many of you know, was one sided. I mean, Brock Lesnar hit almost, 30 German suplexes. I mean, Cena tried to battle back with some offense of his own, but Brock Lesnar was just too much on this night, and he ended up beating Cena for the title. For nearly a decade, John Cena was the man in WWE. While Cena did lose a few matches here and there over the years, it seemed nobody could take him out for good. Enter Brock Lesnar. Fresh off a historic win over The Undertaker at WrestleMania 30, the Beast humbled John Cena at SummerSlam in what was essentially a glorified squash match. In one of the most unique major matches in WWE history, Brock Lesnar destroyed John Cena with 16 German suplexes. Super Cena tried to make his usual comeback near the end, but no avail. Not against this Brock Lesnar. Finally, Brock put Cena away with a brutal F5 to win his first WWE championship in 10 years. As for as far as Cena goes, he wouldn't get his hands on said title for almost 3 years. So yeah, once Cena lost this match, it would be a while before Cena would ever get another crack at the WWE Championship. We would have to wait till I believe 2017 before John Cena would actually get another crack at the title. Now he would go on, I believe, to win, I want to say it was the United States title the next year when he beat Rusev at WrestleMania. I'm not sure, but it will be a while before John Cena would ever get his hands on the WWE Championship. John Cena versus Edge, TLC match, WWE title, Unforgiven 2006. Now, as many of you know, if you're a fan of John Cena, this match was really one of his most noteworthy matches, a part of one of his best feuds ever in his career. Edge brought out the best in John Cena. Cena brought out the best in Edge. And those two, they put on some great matches. But before this match, they would actually fight at SummerSlam 2006, where Edge got the victory based because of some help from, Lita, outside antics, but also early on that year in January, Edge got the better of Cena at New Year's Revolution when he beat Cena for the title. One of Cena's best one of Cena's best feuds of his first years as a main eventer was his long program with Edge. The Rated R Superstar was arguably the most hated wrestler on the roster at the time, and that he helped Cena get over with the audience. After Edge's wins over Cena at New Year's Revolution, the first Money in the Bank cash in ever, and SummerSlam, we mentioned, the feud culminated with a TLC match at Unforgiven. The anti Cena crowd hated the challenger in Edge's hometown of Toronto that night. Despite that, and the fact Cena had never competed in a TLC match, while Edge essentially created the match type, Cena overcame all the odds and regained the WWE Championship. The ending of the match was memorable, with Cena delivering the AA, then known as the FU, off a ladder through two stacked tables. Yeah, so the ending was very notable. So it appeared as though Edge at the match won, but Cena on top of a ladder. He puts Edge on his shoulders and then gives him the AA off of it through two stacked tables. And then Cena basically sits at the top of the ladder, looks at the crowd, and then he grabs the title and he wins the match. Memorable but brutal. Again, let me know what you think in the chat. The chat is now open, so let me know what you think. John Cena versus JBL, I Quit match, WWE title, Judgment Day 2005. John Cena established himself as a main eventer after beating JBL for his first WWE championship at WrestleMania 21. This was basically Cena's ascension to the top, where it all began. That match was quite basic, but their rematch at Judgment Day was the complete opposite. In his first WWE title defense on pay-per-view, Cena defended the gold in an I Quit match of his career against Bradshaw. Cena took a huge beating at the hands of the former WWE champion, but he refused to quit. Both both men bled buckets during their exciting brawl, with Cena in particularly losing a lot of blood. Somehow the champ was able to overcome the odds and make JBL quit after Cena threatened to hit him with an exhaust pipe through a glass panel. Cena still did it anyway, putting a definitive end to their feud. Yeah, like that was his first major feud. Like how his ascension to the top began, JBL brought it, and JBL wasn't playing around. I remember that match quite well. You know what I mean? They were on top of the stage. Cena hits him in the head with an exhaust pipe, and then JBL begging Cena not to hit him anymore, and then he basically says, "I quit." So that was fun in and of itself. John Cena versus CM Punk, Night of Champions 2012. Cena and CM Punk had great chemistry together, with both men competing in a number of classic matches over the years in the early 2010s. While people often talk about other matches between them, more on those later, they had a hidden gem over Punk's WWE Championship at Night of Champions 2012. From an in-ring standpoint alone, this was one of their best matches against each other. They went back and forth for 26 minutes and both kicked out kicked out of each other's finishers, with Punk even delivering a rock bottom for a near fall. While many fans didn't love the no contest ending, when both men's shoulders were pinned to the mat at the same time, it was a classic. So yeah, the John Cena CM Punk match from Night of Champions 2012. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was gonna be for the title. I could be wrong, but I think this was just a straight up match. And this would not be the only time they would face each other, by the way. But this match was a classic. They went back and forth. It was entertaining. It was hot. It was fresh. It was exciting. And they brought it. They brought out the best in one another. Again, questions, comments. Chat is open. John Cena versus The Rock, WrestleMania 28. Cena Rock won. Cena became a huge star during the Ruthless Aggression era and worked with the biggest names from that time. But fans never thought they'd see the Cena Nation leader clash with the biggest stars from other eras. That changed when The Rock made his shocking return to WWE in 2011, setting up a meeting between the two icons at WrestleMania 28. The next year, the crowd was hot for it before the match even began, but the in ring action was surprisingly great as well, especially considering The Rock hadn't wrestled a singles match in years. They took the fans in Miami on a ride, and The Rock picked up the somewhat surprising win over the full timer Cena after connecting with the rock bottom. So, as many of you know, that was, Rock Cena won. Cena had the match won. He was going to go for a people's elbow. He got cocky. Rock got up, hit him with a rock bottom. The ref counted 1, 2, 3. Match was over. Rock's hand was raised, and Cena, which was a beautiful scene to see. John Cena was sitting on the stage in disappointment and, heartbreak. But little did we know he would have to wait a year in order to wrestle Rock again. All right. John Cena's greatest moments. Cena's debut. In 2002, on an episode of SmackDown, Kurt Angle issued an open challenge to anyone in the locker room. In came a young upstart from West Newbury named John Cena. Kurt Angle asked Cena, "What what quality? What's the one quality that you process that makes you think you can walk out here and face the very best in the business?" Cena says, "Ruthless aggression." Aggression. He slapped Cena and they went at it. Even though Cena didn't win, it was the beginning of a Hall of Fame career. So I remember this match very well because I would have turned 12 years old that summer, I do believe. And I I recall John, I recall this match very well. And I think he was still the prototype, but Cena was young, he was feisty, and you know, he took the crowd on a ride. And John Cena, I mean, he gave Kurt Angle everything he had. I mean, I honestly thought Cena was going to pull off the victory. I honestly thought John Cena was going to pull off the upset, but Angle pulled it out at the last moment. And that was the beginning of Cena's ascension. That was the beginning of a Hall of Fame career. Cena's debut is a must watch. Please. First title win. In the year 2004, Cena was feuding with The Big Show. John Cena had eliminated The Big Show in the Royal Rumble that year. Cena won at The Big Show in a match for the United States title at WrestleMania 20. Defying all the odds, Cena would pull off an incredible victory over The Big Show by hitting him with brass knuckles and an FU, now the attitude adjustment, for the win. Cena won the United States Championship for the first time and marks the first title win for him in WWE. Anytime you win, even if it's a mid-card title, anytime you win a championship, you know you're going to be going places in WWE. And that's exactly what John Cena did. The moment he won the United States title, I do believe that year he also created the spinner belt, which the logo would spin. But once he beat the Big Show at WrestleMania 20, I mean, poof, he launched himself into an atmosphere and people gravitated towards him and people loved him. And, this was young Cena. You can't see me. I mean, basic thuganomics. In fact, 2004 will always be my favorite version of John Cena because just of what he did that year and who he was. And, I just feel like, you know, Cena now, I mean, it's amazing to see how far he's come since then. Moment number three, Battle in the Nexus. The year was 2010, and Raw was suddenly under attack by an unknown group called the Nexus. This powerful faction did whatever they wanted to do to you, and they got away with it by attacking officials, commentators, referees, and superstars. In 2010, the first season of the in 2010, the first season rookies of the NXT dominated the main roster by attacking superstars on the main roster, officials and commentators. John Cena was their primary target and kept attacking him over and over on the road to let me see here. Sorry about that. To SummerSlam, John Cena formed Team WWE to face the Nexus in a 7-on-7 elimination tag team match, where Team WWE dominated Nexus and won the match. John Cena was the only survivor of the match, and as he eliminated the leader of Nexus, Wade Barrett, in the end for the win. I enjoyed this feud for a lot of reasons. Um, you know, it was basically Survivor Series, but only in the summer. Um, I feel like, this was to me one of Cena's biggest tests because the Nexus weren't playing. I mean, just to give you a few names, you had Wade Barrett, you had Heath Slater, you had Ryback, you had Justin Gabriel. I mean, you had it all, and they weren't taking any prisoners. And I'll never forget when they attacked Justin Roberts, the ring announcer. That was pretty cool. But Cena again overcame all the odds and he pulled out the victory. So yeah, I I had to put this moment up here because it was fitting. Number 4, 2008 Royal Rumble return and win. Cena was sidelined in 2007 with a pectoral injury and had to get surgery. But in 2008, that was going to change as he was number 30 entrant in the Rumble. Cena would go on to win by eliminating Triple H to get the win. Cena would break the least amount of time spent in the ring. This would be the first of his 2 Rumble victories as he would win the 2013 Rumble match as well. So I do believe the Rumble was in New York at that time, and the Rumble, it was going crazy. Madison Square Garden, and once Cena's music hit, the crowd went crazy. They exploded, and he came out there. He eliminated Triple H. He went on where he would go on to WrestleMania to compete against Randy Orton and Triple H in a triple threat match for the WWE title. And, you know, Cena would not win that match. I do believe Orton retained, but, you know, John Cena, I mean, you could tell in this match the crowd missed him. And he he was he was wanted. He was welcomed back with open arms. Moment number 5. 16-time world champion. A year after Styles' debut, he was He was a world champion. AJ Styles defended his WWE Championship against Dolph Ziggler and Baron Corbin in a triple threat match on an episode of SmackDown, where AJ Styles retained the title but was confronted by the returning John Cena, who challenged AJ Styles for the WWE Championship match at the Royal Rumble to become the 16-time champion. This is one of the best matches in 2017 where both fought until they ran out of gas. Styles and Cena went on delivering their signature moves and finisher and submission maneuvers on each other. However, everything ended in a near fall. At the end, Cena countered the phenomenal forearm into a couple of AA attitude adjustments to pick up the win. Cena became the 16-time champion and equal the record of Ric Flair. Who knows? Maybe in 2025, could we see Cena becoming a 17-time champion? I think so. It would be a feel-good moment, but I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. Moving on. John Cena's greatest rivals. Number one, Randy Orton. When I think of when I think of the Cena Orton rivalry, the first match that comes to mind is the I Quit match from Breaking Point 2009. Orton was taking it to John pretty good on the outside by handcuffing him to the ring post. John Cena would battle back to secure the win, but these two would go on the way to create one of the WWE best rivalries. I'll even go back to SummerSlam 2007 or even SummerSlam '05. These two had great matches over the years. They know each other quite well. Number two, CM Punk. The John Cena CM Punk rivalry might be the greatest feud we've seen in recent memory. From 2008 to 2013, these two would produce must see TV. The match that everyone talks about is their Money in the Bank 2011 match. CM Punk would beat Cena in his home of Chicago to become the WWE champion and leave through the crowd with the title. Their rivalry was the talking point of the time, where pro wrestling had witnessed pipe bombs from the Second City Saints. Yeah, of course, many of you know that summer was the same year. That summer we had the pipe bomb, but also, they fought. You know, that would be where where CM Punk would say, you know, also the Monday after Money in the Bank is the same night that my contract with World Wrestling Entertainment comes to an end. And that would be the last time we would see CM Punk for a while. I mean, he would come back, but you know, him leaving through the crowd and then Vince coming out and firing John Cena, that was hilarious. Number three, Edge. There are two matches that stood out in the Edge Cena rivalry. The latter match at Unforgiven 2006 and SummerSlam '06. One of the biggest feuds was the Rated R Superstar Edge. They began their feud on the very first day of 2006, where Edge cashed in the Money in the Bank to win Cena's WWE title. Both kick-started a great rivalry since then and carried the feud until Edge's first retirement. Their feud is mainly based on the world title and the surrounding pursuits. They had a total of 52 matches, of which Cena won 31 to prove that he is more dominant than Edge. Yeah, I'll never forget New Year's Revolution 2006. Cena won the chamber. He retained the title. All of a sudden, Edge comes out there and he cashes in his Money in the Bank and he spears Cena and beats him for the title. And Cena couldn't believe it. He was drenched in blood and he was tired and he couldn't believe it. Yeah. Number four, Triple H. Triple H and John Cena had a long-term rivalry since 2006. They first met at WrestleMania 22, where Cena picked up the victory via submission. They met again in 2018, which was their final match. These two future Hall of Famers had one of the most underrated rivalries in the business, and they put on must-see TV. To put a bow on this, their careers are a mirror image of each other. Triple H is a 14-time champ, and Cena is a 16-time champ. Pretty much tells you all you need to know. Number 5, The Rock. One of the most bitter and hated rivalries in WWE history. Rock Cena says it all. Never in our wildest dreams did we ever think we would see two of the our two of our greatest two of the greatest of our generation go at it. This all this all got started when John Cena went on a local radio show and made a comment about how The Rock doesn't live or breathe WWE because he's never here. It didn't stop there because in February of 2011, The Rock was revealed as a special guest host for WrestleMania 27. The main event of WrestleMania 27 was Cena versus The Miz for the WWE title. John Cena had the title won, but The Rock would give Cena a rock bottom, costing him the match. The night after, they would both cross paths, which would begin the build up to WrestleMania 28 would be complete. This would not be the only time they would go one-on-one at WrestleMania, because the following year at WrestleMania 29, but an interesting twist would be thrown into the as the phrase John Cena would choose The Rock to be his partner for Survivor Series 2011, as they would take on The Miz and R-Truth. The Rock would get the victory by pinning The Miz, but after that, Cena would try to shake The Rock's hand, but would get rock bottomed again. The night, the night finally came. It's here. The main event of WrestleMania 28, Rock versus Cena. I got to tell you, the in-ring product was outstanding. These two didn't disappoint at all. They went back and forth, and it ended with Cena going for the people's elbow, and The Rock popped up and hit Cena with a rock bottom for the win. There was a shot of Cena sitting on the rampway in disappointment. I mentioned before that these two would meet again at WrestleMania 29, and this time Cena would get the victory and what would be their final match. This rivalry is possibly the greatest rivalries in WWE history, for sure, top 5. And again, it all got started by personal animosity towards each other. It's exactly what it says it is. And, Rock, Cena, I mean, it pretty much says it all. Now they have made up, they have buried the hatchet, and they're now actually pretty good buddies. I mean, now it's like doesn't even exist anymore. The heat is gone. And finally, and finally, is John Cena a Hall of Famer? In other words, John Cena Hall of Fame. John Cena's accolades are too long to list because he's done it all. What began in 2002 will end in 2025. He's a 16-time champ, 2-time Royal Rumble winner, US champ, actor, activist, ambassador. I mean, the list goes on and on. It's hard to believe it's been over 20 years since his debut against Kurt Angle, since he would face the likes of Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton, HBK, Triple H, Batista, The Undertaker, CM Punk, Edge, The Rock, and that's just a short list. You know, you could see him in the ring, you could see him in movies, you can see him, you could see him on talk shows, and etc. At the end of the day, John Cena is a first ballot Hall of Famer, and he will go down as possibly the greatest to do it. All right, so that there concludes this episode of Wrestling Quick Takes. Again, if you like what you hear, Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And tomorrow, I will be back with part 3 of College Football 25 Road to Glory. So I hope you join me for that. But again, if you like what you hear, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And tell me what you think about the career of John Cena. I mean, is he a Hall of Famer? Yes, sir. I mean, what's your favorite Cena moment? What are your top 5 Cena matches, rivalries, feuds? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. And until next time, guys, God bless.